Hello again. This is Dr. Dan Cartalicchio. I want to welcome you to another segment of Destination Health Podcast. I took a little break, but I'm back, and I have two friends of mine, two very special guests, Linda Stevens, Christian Palmer. How are you guys doing today?
Very well. Thank you, Dr. Dan.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
You know what? Christian was going to say something first, but then he said, no, ladies first. All right. I got to let the ladies go first. So both of you have been on my podcast before. We've had great conversations. Linda is a IFBB Figure Pro. She owns Midlife Mastery. She supports midlife females, nutrition. She's a fitness trainer. Christian, WNBF Pro Bodybuilder, helps guys 40 and above. How about 60, Christian? Ignite, reach their fitness goals through nutrition. You're a certified nutritionist through Precision Nutrition. You're a personal trainer. All right, so let's get right into it. Why do you guys do what you do? Linda, first, why do you do what you do? What was this about midlife that you saw that the ladies needed, help?
So given that I am one, gives me a little credibility. But, working with women over the years and, being in the same demographic, I hear a lot of the same comments. When women come to me, I already know what they're going to tell me. They usually put their hands on their midsection, or they put their hands in their butts. So they lift their arm up and grab, in the back of their arms, and they'll say things like, I'm not eating much, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. Why am I gaining weight? What's happening to me? I don't sleep well, just all the different characteristics that everyone says. And when I see photos, when they send me their photos so I can see what they look like, which helps me sort of design their program, they all sort of look the same. Everyone's sort of carrying that midsection fluffiness, I call it. And it's just a matter of, looking at their blood work and seeing what their levels are and how they're eating, and if they're out socially a lot and they're drinking a lot of alcohol, and just the different components that are going on in their life. Because the way we lived in our 20s and 30s is not how we live in our 40s and over. It's different now.
You can't do that anymore now, can you?
No. And for women, I tell them everything for us slows down. We lose bone density, our metabolism slow down, our hormones change, our sleep changes. Like, there's really, if you look at it, it's kind of depressing. You'd think there's nothing good that happens over 40 or over 50, but that doesn't have to be the case. You don't have to say it's just my lot in life. I'm getting old. This is how it is. I should, I'm just going to accept it, because they don't have to. And there's a lot of things that you can do just simply by changing someone's diet and how they move their bodies. Because a lot of people are just not doing the things that they should be doing now at this stage of their lives. Right. So it's a matter of looking at the person as a whole picture and then figuring out, okay, what is it about what you're doing that we need to change? And then it's a process. We start, and then as we go along the journey, we change things or add things or do different things as needed. But, a lot of times it's just, even if it's just getting people to drink less, they start to see changes already. So
that's right. Because when you reach your 40s and 50s and 60s, like you said, it doesn't have to be this way. Life is not over. I'm in the office today, but in my home office, I have a picture of my father when he was 60 years old. And if you put the picture of he and I next to each other, he looks like he's 100 years old. It looks so totally different. Christian, you're representing the guys here. Tell me, what's your experience with the men?
So the first thing I'll say is I believe every father should be their kid's superhero, right? And
I love that. I'm sorry. I love that. I think that's phenomenal. I think that's a great way to start it.
Yeah, and from that idea stems the reason why I gravitated towards men over 40. So when I first started personal training, for whatever reason, maybe it was just the way things worked in the universe, is that I was getting a lot of men over 40, entrepreneurs, high-level CEOs, executives, and so forth. And after talking with these men and hearing about the things that they felt like they were losing in life, vigor, their sex life, their feelings of being youthful, right? They bend over to pick their kids up. Oh, I threw my back out, right? That term we always hear. My knees hurt. I go on a skiing trip and I'm out for a week because everything aches, right? I don't feel like I want to get up and attack life like I did when I was 30. And then I look at different things they do, like what they eat, their exercise or lack thereof. As Linda mentioned, looking at blood work, and we start to look at, hey, this is what's actually going on inside your body. What do you want out of life? How do you want to feel? Right. And by improving the way that these men feel and communicate with others, because energy, when you feel more energetic, you impart that on others. You're able to be better fathers, better business owners, or better employees. They're able to be better leaders in the house. Their relationships with their spouse improve. Their sex life improves. And what's very important is that they look in the mirror and they're proud at what they see. Because as men, we look at ourselves as the providers, as the leaders, as I have to take care of the family. And if I'm not in good working order, my family does not operate as it should. And we don't all have what we need. So by helping men feel better, improve their nutrition so they can have the bodies they want, they can feel great, they are able to be who they want to be in life.
That's amazing. And I love the superhero analogy, because I'm always saying to my son, I have to keep up with you now. I'm going to be 60 years old. Guys, I'm going to be 60 in January 10th. And I want to keep up with him, because right now he's destroying me. We go for a 2 or 3 mile run. You know that my son plays hockey, right? Yes. So we go for a 2 mile run. I'm like, I can't keep up with him. Not that I don't know if I can ever, but I want to try though. I want to try. We timed him in the mile the other day. In 8th grade, he did 5 minutes and 28 seconds. Not so bad. Not so, right? That's not so bad. And he was moving. He's into working out. He's working out with weights. He goes to the sports performance lab at the rink. I want to keep up with him. I want to be 70 years old. And he'll be in his early 20s. And if he's still playing hockey, I want to be able to train with my boy. I want to have that experience. So it seems to me that what you're saying is that really what you're doing is giving people self-esteem and self-confidence from the tools and the vehicles that you're using to help individuals out. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes. And, and the thing too with women is that my tagline is helping them feel confident in their own skin again in midlife. Right. Midlife is the bridge to your new life. And, from a female standpoint, our exterior is very important to how our self-confidence is about ourselves. And I talk to a lot of women every day, and if they don't feel good about how their exterior looks, they just feel inside insecure. They question everything. And it's amazing. A woman in her 50s who's been through a lot, maybe is also a mom and has raised children and has all this wisdom and experience from being around for a while, but they're just unsure and they're not confident. But the minute that they take control of their health and they start to feel better, they see their body composition start to change, you see this whole new life energy just shine through. And it's amazing. It really is that. And everybody should feel like that. You shouldn't get into midlife and be like, I'm getting old. I said, we can't stop the aging process, but you can certainly go through it gracefully and stay strong and vibrant and, and conditioned and feeling good about yourself and keep yourself from hearing some of the awful diseases and words uttered to you. Sometimes it's just bad luck of the draw, but for the most part, if you take good care of yourself, my dad's 80. Christian's met my dad a few times and he'll be 81 in February, but he rides his bike 20, 30 miles a day still. He's kayaking, he's snowshoeing. That's great. I mean, he's incredible, and I'm like, God, that's me. I'm going to be like 95, just doing my thing.
I mean, does he challenge anybody on the block in an arm wrestling contest?
Oh, he'll see guys. He'll be riding his bike on the street, and he'll see like other guys all decked out in the colors and the gear and everything. And he'll be like, I smoked that guy. He was like, I caught up to him, and So
competitive little bugger at the age of 80. That's great.
He's very competitive, but it's great. It's something to look at. And he doesn't look 80. I mean, he's older, but he really doesn't look 80. Maybe he looks, 70 or 75, but he looks younger.
But you know what? It's all good. Looking good, feeling good, ought to be in Hollywood type of a situation. Christian, you were going to say something. What are your thoughts on this topic?
No, I mean, it's, yeah, it's important for people to understand that age is not the time to give up, right? There seems to be these things
Right.
that people go through, these small crises, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's like, oh no, it's another decade. Rather than seeing it as, hey, this is another opportunity for me to be even better, sharper brain, better body, better relationships with people. People, it's amazing the amount of people that start to give up on themselves and they haven't even given themselves a chance, and they'll automatically step back and say, you know what, that's not for me. That's a young man's game, or that's a young woman's game. It's like, but have you tried? What do you truly think you're capable of? Okay, let me show you. And then you show them and they say, oh, I didn't even know I could do that. You got to give yourself a chance and believe in yourself. As cliche as that sounds, it's true.
It's true.
People that live great lives and have a high quality of life, believe in themselves and take action.
It's 100% true. Because here's something interesting. I was asked last week, when am I going to retire?
We don't like that word.
I got to take my glasses off, because I did take my glasses off and I put them back on. And I said, retire? I said, I think I have more passion, or I know I have more passion for what I'm doing in my career now than I've ever had. I'm like, I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like I'm just ready to rock and roll again, and I'm going to be 60 years old. I mean, like, retired, and I thought about it I said, well, the first thing is I have a son that's 13 and I'm going to be 60 that plays hockey. So I'm not retiring anytime.
No way, you got a lot to do
in the next couple of decades. But regardless, I feel like I'm just getting started again. And I love it, Christian. Better relationships, better intimacy, more energy, living life. Both of you are saying living life to the fullest, having that self-confidence, having that self-esteem. Now, both of you have touched upon this, where, somebody in their mind says, oh, I'm 50 years old, this, that, the other thing, and, I play football or I play basketball and, my knee and stuff. All right, I get that. But how do you overcome that negative mindset? Because a lot of people, when they get older, they have a negative mindset. What do you do to get them into a positive mindset, to get them ready to get you guys going?
You want to take this one first? You want me to?
We're going to have to go with Christian first.
All right, we'll let him go first.
You went 2 or 3 times, Linda. So we have to get Christian.
Age before beauty.
Yeah.
So part of the recipe, right? The method to getting people to understand what's possible is first asking them, do you really think this is all you have? Really think so? And people usually like, no, I think I have more. Good. That's where we start, right? The flame is lit. We just have to pour more gasoline on it, show you the way. So baby steps, you show them, okay, I want you to go do this, whether it's, exercise regimen or something interesting. Maybe you go skiing or you go play tennis or something that they haven't done that they'd love to. I often ask, if you didn't think that age was a limiting factor, this wasn't a limiting factor, what would you love to do? Some people might, I'd love to run a Spartan race. Yeah, I'd love to run a Spartan race. I say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start you with jogging 1 mile today. They're like, that doesn't seem that hard. I'm like, well, you're not doing it now. Show me you can do that. Then we'll go from there. Then it ends up being 2 miles, 3 miles. Okay, great. And then we gradually work our way up. So it's showing them, hey, this is what's possible. Give yourself a chance. You haven't even been doing that yet. Now that they get further down the line, okay, now it's 10 miles. Now it's 15. Okay, the Spartan race is in 2 months. What do you think? Yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel like I could do it. Great, right? And then alongside that, we're doing the nutrition. And a lot of it is what you tell yourself and what you listen to, right? Linda and I talk about this all the time. It's the content that you consume. It's my firm belief that the only reason, or the main reason, that people think that once they reach 40, 50, whatever it is, that life is going on the downslope is because
my partner has come in the room.
Is that
he's thirsty.
People tell them that, and they believe it because they think, oh, you know what? Well, this is what people say. That's probably the truth, right? When in fact it's, well, what do you believe is true? What do you want to do, right? And then go do that thing. Part of it is getting them out of their comfort zone. The comfort zone is, let me take a step back because I'm getting older.
Mhm,
Rather than
mhm.
let me jump into what I can do because the world is my oyster, right? I've got how many years left? I got a lot of stuff, excuse me.
That's okay. It's all good.
I got a lot of stuff to get done. I better get started. You know?
Yeah, it's true. And and from my perspective too, a lot of times when my women, when I say, okay, I need you to send me photos, and it's like, oh, I can hear,
Oh,
you get the pregnant pause and the sigh and the, oh my God. And, when I tell them, I say, this is the starting point of your journey. I said, so when you arrive at your goal, like we need to look, you're going to want to look back and compare that to to when you arrived there. I said, look at this as the first day of the rest of your healthy lifestyle.
right.
And, it's getting them to have the vision, like Christian said, like, what do I'd love to do a Spartan race. Well, okay. But like getting them to have that vision of, think about how you're going to look when you put on those size 4 jeans that you can't fit into, or you wear the sleeveless dress to the party and you're feeling good about yourself. And it's giving them those visions that keeps them in touch with what their why is. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you asking me for help? Like, what's the goal for you? And then, they'll say what their goal is. Usually it's to feel better, look better,
Right.
And be healthier. So it's helping them see their vision and keep it in their mind's eye, so that when they have those moments of, oh God, this is hard, or I don't know if I can, I can't prepare another meal, it's boring, or it's driving me crazy. But I'm like, at those moments, because you'll have them, you'll start out like gangbusters, but you'll have those moments when you start to feel that excitement slowing down a little bit. Like, keep in your mind, like, what it is that how you want to look. Or if you have a picture of yourself from, maybe before children or when you got married or whatever, put it, put it on your cabinet, put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your refrigerator.
It's on your vision board. It's on that vision board that you have.
So that you can see what you're working towards. So every day, every time you check in, you step on the scale, maybe you're down a little bit more, you're down a little bit more. You're chipping away at that vision, and you're going to get there. So it's reminding people, and like Christian said, the way we keep ourselves motivated is by the people that we listen to and the podcasts that we listen to and the things that we read, or the people we follow on Instagram. And I, and we impart that wisdom on them too. Like, you have to, Joel Osteen is someone I follow a lot and listen to a lot, but he always says, you have to plant yourself in good soil. If you're not in good soil, you're not going to get all those nutrients and all those things that are going to come up inside you and help you bloom and grow into the person that you want to be. So it's just reminding them. We Christian and I, we remind people and help them, give them the tools so that they can get to that vision.
Sure, because what I want to say now is that you guys are the hope doctors. You're giving them hope, right? You're building momentum, right? And you're giving them hope, and there's nothing wrong with that. Because I think it was you, Linda, who said, listen, you get into midlife, you get a little pooch around the stomach, and you get a little something going on there, male, female. Oh, I don't want to go for that run today. I'm not going to go join the gym. I don't want to do that. And now you got to struggle. Now you got Federer versus Federer in your mind, and nobody wins that one, right? Nobody wins that one. Speaking of struggles, Christian, what are the biggest struggles that a male comes to you with that you want to sit there and say, yo, what's up? What are some of you? Give me the top 3 struggles. Linda, you're getting the same question, by the way. So anyway, what are the top 3 struggles?
That's a great question. One is definitely confidence. And I say that because in the conversations that I've had with the men that I've helped that I'll say have been in the worst mental space, a lot of it is how they feel about themselves. They fall in these vicious cycles, right? Of they know they should take action, whether that's exercise, eat better, whatever it might be. They don't take action. They maybe eat something they shouldn't eat. Another day passes by and they have not gone to the gym or done the thing they said they would, and then they feel guilty about it, so they drown it in something, whether alcohol, because sometimes it's TV shows, sometimes it's, you're
binging on whatever it is.
Exactly. Correct.
I can't stand that.
Yeah. And it's this thing that happens day after day, and they say, Christian, I'm just I don't know how to get out. They'll often say, I don't know, what step should I take? What's the first step? And I say, let's keep it simple. Remember that thing that you said you were going to do? And if they don't know what that is, I'll help them set that goal.
Right.
Go do that tomorrow. Come hell or high water, make it your priority, right? Just like you have to get to work to provide for your family, like you've got to brush your teeth to keep the teeth healthy, like you've got to take a shower to keep your body healthy. Go on that walk, go, eat that breakfast. Don't have the sticky bun, have the oatmeal and nuts instead. And it's simple steps, because I think a lot of people look at their goals like Mount Everest. How am I going to get to the summit of this mountain? You have to take one step. First, you got to put the clothes on. You got to get the right shirt, the shoes, the boots. Then you take the step. So, make small, measurable goals. Take the first step. And the beautiful thing about that is you breed your own self-confidence, because you took the step and you look at yourself like, hey, I did that. I want to do that again to get that.
Rock. Yeah, I rock. Now, I do have to say that after hockey, my son, sometimes he takes a shower, sometimes he doesn't take a shower, because you mentioned taking a shower. I stay away from him because the latter, and he's not taking a shower. It's just like, buddy, what are you doing? I'm going to go over here. No, you're showering first. No. Anyway, Linda, what are some of the struggles that you find from the female aspect of this? What do they come in? What do they come in with? And what are like the top 2 or 3 comments that they make? Like, oh, I'm just so out of shape, and they're crying, or the guy's crying, whatever it is. What are the top 2 or 3 the phrases, comments that you hear that that you have to really change them and build that momentum?
It's always, one of the big ones is alcohol. So because a lot of the women are social, which is fine, because you can go be social and not, drink excessively, but it's just the 2 or 3 glasses of this or that night after night. And then the weekends come and it's Friday night cocktails, Saturday night.
There's more.
So, yeah. So, getting them out of that habit is tough. And when I tell them, I'm like, okay, can we start to cut back? So maybe during the week we don't drink, but maybe you save a glass or 2 of wine on Saturday night, and sometimes they're, yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. Other times you get the furry eyeball. It's just not, they're not happy about that.
They're really, when I'm dealing with my patients, and this is interesting, if I'm sitting there saying, listen, the first month I want to do a reset, we're going to do this nutrition shake. We have the food sensitivity testing. And I say, can we go a month with not any alcohol or not much alcohol? It's like, oh my goodness.
Yep.
It's like, listen, a glass of wine, an adult beverage on a Saturday, out to dinner or 2, fine. But it's like, when you take that away from them, it's a very painful situation, I find.
Yeah. I think it's honestly, I feel like sometimes it's self-medicating too. I feel like, because they feel like, oh my God, it's just too much of a tumultuous goal to try to lose weight and I'll never get muscles at this age, or whatever they think, build muscle. So I think they just sort of have cocktails and that just, numbs the feeling and takes the pain away. But then the problem is that if they're out socially, they're eating things that they shouldn't be eating, because alcohol makes, lowers your inhibition. And now you're going to like, oh, I'll have that dessert. I'll have this, I'll have that. So
it's only one dessert. It's only one dessert. Well, it's only the one dessert that you eat that night.
3 or 4 nights a week, though, that's a problem. And so alcohol is definitely the big one. And then the other one is they suffer a lot with low confidence, because they're not happy with how they look, which then affects their libido. So, they're not having sex with their spouse, or, whatever their relationship status is. And that affects you too, because that's a big part of life,
Right. 100%.
Being close to someone and having that relationship, being physical with someone. And I mean, that's a big part. And if you're really uncomfortable in your skin and you don't want to take your clothes off because you don't want, I've had women say, when I ask them for photos, and I'm like, oh, have your husband snap a front and back when he comes home or whenever. Oh God, no, I'm not having him take my photo.
Yeah.
I've had women actually say that to me. And I'm like, he's your husband. You get in bed with him every night. He watched you birth your children. Like, why are you uncomfortable standing in front of your husband? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so those are 2 big things I would say is It's the alcohol consumption and the confidence libido thing that goes on.
I find that with my male patients, and I have a lot of male patients, they struggle with intimacy. And they say to me, I'll say to them, what are your top 3 goals you want, out of the program? And then they get a little sheepish because I know what they want to say, but they don't want to say it. They don't want to say it, right, Christian? They don't want to say it. But then I kind of poke and prod, just like you guys do, right? You have to poke and prod some. And then they say, well, I'd like to be intimate again with my spouse, and what does this got to do with nutrition? And I'll say, well, what doesn't it have to do with nutrition? I mean, energy levels and feeling good and looking good, all of that, and it's such a huge issue today, and we've been sitting a lot lately, or not maybe the 3 of us, but a lot of people have been sitting a lot lately, and they don't want to get up and get out. I know over the last year and a half, I was out and about. I'm out for a run. I'm playing basketball with my son in the front yard. We're going into the park and we're going on little hikes and stuff like that. You're going to the beach. You can run on the beach. You can walk on the boardwalks here in New Jersey. You can walk on the beach. You got to do something. And Christian, you have in the morning, you'll do a live. I think it's on Instagram, right? And you're talking about this. Get out there. You're doing your cardio. You're walking, and it's inspiring. Because we want to motivate, we want to educate, and we want to inspire individuals, So tell me, of course, we can't mention any names. Give me one of your big successes, Christian. Take us through a few minutes of who this person was and what did you do, and now they're here, because that's exciting to me.
So I am going to use his name because I'm proud of what he's done, and I know he's okay.
Awesome.
His name is Stan, right? And Stan is one of my favorite clients. He's a great, great guy. And I admire him a lot because he's a great father. And I know that because he goes above and beyond for his kids. He's at every game that he can be because he's got 4 kids. And a lot of times they've got games in different states. And he, just last weekend, he went from Northern Connecticut, and then one had a game in Pennsylvania, and then another game. So 3 games in one day in 3 different locations. This guy, he works, like when we train, it's early in the morning. I don't know how he does it, but I think he's a great father. He's a great leader. He's a successful guy. And what was cool is when he first came to me, he had pain, he was overweight, and he cut straight to the mustard. He was like, I got to lose weight. I feel like shit. He's like, my shoulders, my knees hurt, my back, the typical pain spots. He's like, and I can't do this anymore because my kids are very active. They're all studs, right? Hockey, football, lacrosse. He's like, I can't keep up with them right now. Right. I'm afraid that if I go out in the yard and play with them, I'm going to hurt myself because I have before and I don't want to do it again. So I'm like, okay, fast forward, got him eating right. He's a nutrition client of mine, also training. And just through giving him different usable tips on a daily basis, whether it's getting out and moving more, not sitting as much because he works at a desk for a living, getting him to eat better food, and also getting his mind in the game, right? As we were all talking about before, it's not over. This is just the beginning. So he's lost weight. And the coolest experience that I heard is that he was with his kids. One of his kids was playing hockey, and it was in a different state, but they were at the break in between games, and they're over on the set of bleachers. And the bleachers were probably like, the steps of the bleachers are pretty high, right? And the kids are playing on the bleachers, and Stan looks over at his kid, and he's like, hey, Jake, I bet you I can jump up on that. And he's like, no, you can't. Like he's looking at his dad, no, you can't. And then he does it, and their eyes are like, oh, wow, like that's
look
so
at Dad.
Cool. You can do that. And then they're all playing with him. And when he came and told me that, he's a very stoic guy, right? So he'll laugh every so often, but he's pretty straight-faced. And the smile that I saw, and I knew it was real because I saw his smile here, right? And he was like,
I get you.
He's like, it felt great, that they really look at me that way. And I'm like, that right there, he's his kid's superhero. And now it's not just, they don't just say it, but they see it. And I know he feels different now because when he comes into training, he's like, yeah, man, I feel great. Like, what are we doing today? And I'm like, how's your body feeling? It's great. He's like, I have no pain. I feel great. And just to see that he had that influence on his
Mhm.
boys, and that he felt like the proper leader now, the proper,
Yes.
and now they see him and they're inspired by it. You know, it almost makes you tear up because,
Yes.
you know, who knows how many men suffer from this, and they feel like my kids
And they don't know where to go, just like the ladies too, right, Linda? They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. I mean, there's the old adage, you don't know what you don't know, right? And so they don't know that this is out there,
Right.
you know. And let me tell you, Christian, I understand exactly what you're saying. A couple of years ago, we were at a hockey tournament and we were in Boston. And, you know, we know a lot, you know, we all know each other, all the different teams, and, you know, the dads we know and the moms we know. So now a football game breaks out between the dads from our team and the other team. So I got to take the limelight. So I went to be the quarterback. And after the game, my son comes up to me and he goes, "Wow." Well, he didn't say wow. He said, "Holy." And
Yeah.
I said, "You didn't know this about your dad now, did you?" Right? I hot dogged it up a little bit. And I said, "That was for you, because you know why? I wanted to show you. Maybe dad still has it at the age of 57 years old. Maybe he can still throw a 50-yard pass. Well, maybe 49 and a half, but still." I said, "Listen, you know, again, I want to," and it's the same concept. I want to be here for you. I want to teach you. That's part of our jobs as parents and as coaches and as doctors and nutritionists, is we teach. We teach our patients. We teach the clients. We teach the children. You know, when I'm you know, when my son's playing baseball, and this year he played in the school, so I didn't coach. But if it's the travel or the town league, I'm teaching those kids, right? I'm getting into their headspace so that I want to know how well they're doing in school, because we're all saying this. I mean, in a different way. When you're older, you know, you want to have a good relationship. You want to perform at your job. I want to know how well you're doing in school. I want to know that you're treating your mom and dad well. I want to know that you're, you know, that your brothers and sisters, that you're getting along and so forth. You know, it's very important to do that. You know, health is wealth. Linda, what's one of your top clients there? I'm interested.
So it's, you know, working with women, it's always interesting when I have my initial conversation with some of them, because it's such a personal thing to them that, you know, a lot of women have wept when they're talking to me. And sometimes if I see them in person, or if I'm on the phone, I can always tell when I'm on the phone because their voices start to change. But it's this one woman that I started working with a little over a year ago, and her name's Dee, and she was over 200 pounds, well over 200 pounds, and came to me, was a referral from another client. And she was just having a really hard time. She knew she needed to lose this weight, she's diabetic, and there's just a lot of things going on, taking different medications. And she's, you know, she's a woman in her mid to late 50s. So she's not old at all. And so we started working together, and you know, it was a matter of just sort of changing her eating a little bit, because when you have someone like that needs to lose a large amount of weight, you can't just like throw them on a low carb diet, because that's not going to work. I mean, you're going to just set them up for failure. So it's a matter of, you know, giving them enough food so that they feel good, structuring her eating. And I just had her walking a little bit. I'm like, you know what, just get out every day, maybe walk for 20 minutes. And she's like, okay, I can do that. You know, and she started losing weight. She started feeling really good about herself. And you know, she was down 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds.
Here you go, the momentum.
So, you know, yeah. And then, you know, people are starting to comment now at that 20-pound mark, 25-pound mark. They're like, oh my God, what are you doing? And then, then we added in like some home workouts. Okay. She had 2-pound dumbbells and 5-pound dumbbells. And I gave her, I'm like, this is what you're going to do for 30 minutes, you know, 4 times a week. She's like, okay, I can do that. And then as she could progress more and got a little more conditioned, you know, I'm like, I want you to try to hold a plank now for this amount of time. And just adding things in slowly, down 30 pounds, 35 pounds. And, you know, she would call me up sometimes on her check-ins and say, you know, I just went to an office, because some of this was after COVID too. And she's like, I haven't seen people in a while. And people are like, oh my God, is that you? You're like half of what you used to be, kind of thing.
Right.
You know, and just getting very emotional. And, you know, and she's still on her journey, and she's still losing weight. And she is like, we were joking, laughing one day because she said, I had to go to the store and buy new underwear because my underwear, just I put my underwear on, it doesn't fit. And I had to get new bras. She's like, I had to do that like 3 times. She's like, you put your underwear on, it doesn't stay on. And I'm like, yeah, someone, when your underwear has spandex in it and you put your panties on and they're like falling off. So, you know, we joked about that stuff. You know, it's
you lost some weight at that point.
Yeah, so she, you know, and she's doing amazing, and I couldn't be prouder of her. And she's just so happy to feel her joints feel better. She's off a lot of her blood pressure medication. She's off a lot of different things, and even her doctor was like, "You're amazing. I call her my rock star." So
yeah, these are great stories, and you know, like I say, we like to motivate, educate, and inspire because. As the both of you were talking and you say 35 pounds, 40 pounds, and, you know, people don't believe that that's even feasible, right? They don't even believe it's feasible because this is my lot in life. You know, my dad or my mom was a little overweight. They were chubby and stuff like that. So, you know, I'll have that extra pizza, chocolate cake. I still have a little chocolate cake every now and then too. My weakness is pizza, by the way.
Good pizza. Good pizza.
Good pizza. That's my weakness. So, you know, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, you know, a couple of my patients have said to me, Dr. Dan, you're always, on our back or, you know, trying to get us inspired. You know, what about you? Do you think you can lose about 15 to 20 pounds? And I'm like, oh. And I said, oh, geez. I said, this is going to be an interesting conversation. Wait a second. I lead the conversation. You don't lead the conversation.
I'm in charge, not you.
Then I realized, you know what? Okay, maybe I can lose 15 to 20 pounds. And when my son, true story, did the 5 minutes and 28 seconds, whatever that was, he looked at me and he said, I killed you. He said, I destroyed you. He said, you can't even do that. And he came up to me and he started rubbing my belly. Not that my belly's big, but he went, you know, wish I had a watermelon type of a thing. Remember that when you were a kid, when you got the buzz cut in the summertime, right? All your friends came up and because that's just the way it was back then, right? And I said, whoa. I said, all right, so now I'm listening to you guys. All right, Christian. I don't know.
Feels like something's coming on here. I'm not sure what's happening.
I'm sensing it.
Christian.
I think he wants to rub your head. I don't know. Maybe.
Christian, I don't know. I'm thinking we're going to re-engineer Dr. Dan.
Woo!
I think we're going to re-engineer Dr. Dan, and we're going to document my progress with you as my coach.
He's the one.
Beating me up. Okay. Oh, Linda, I'm thinking now, what are you going to be out of this? You're on the podcast. You're in it.
I know.
So
you want me to lose 15 to 20 pounds? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Now I'm really in trouble, right? Okay. It's been great having it's been great having everybody on. I'll see you later. Go and goodbye. No. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to, get
you're gonna represent
somebody.
The female.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to get somebody involved in this. And we're going to have a re-engineering party program, if you will.
That's a good idea. Maybe we get someone who watches our podcast. We take some applicants or something.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a couple of people.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a couple of people. And
be careful how you approach it, though. Don't be like, hey, you need to lose 20 pounds. I got just the girl to work with you.
Yeah.
All right. I'm working with the WBNF guy. I got an IFBB Figure Pro. What do you want? I don't want to be you don't have to be a Figure Pro. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll go on stage. No, I can't. Can I do that at the age of 60, Christian?
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a lot of over 60 men that get on stage.
Yeah. I was training a guy who was over 60 who competes in bodybuilding.
Oh.
So
I don't know. I think I have a new challenge on the horizon here.
Opportunities are endless.
It's knocking here and taking applicants. I don't know, after we re-engineered Dr. Dan, I think we're going to have to take some applicants in, and we're going to have to do something to help people out here.
Absolutely.
So what do you guys think? What's going on? What's going through your brains right now?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I think this is great. So everybody, we're going to do a little re-engineering Dr. Dan. So I got to send you pictures and stuff, right? And all of that.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I gotta go for a run tonight to make sure I lose.
Yeah.
You gotta have that last pizza tonight too.
I'm not gonna have any pizza. I gotta go to a meeting tonight, so I may not eat until 10 o'clock when I get home. I can have a little nutrition shake I got here in the office, maybe a little ketones or something like that, and get a little energy. But I like this idea, and we're gonna document this. And when we get off today, we're going to discuss the start date, and then we'll bring the other person on, we'll bring the female on, and then we'll talk. And I don't know, I think we're going to be documenting this because I think that we love to motivate, educate, and inspire, like I keep saying. So
it'd be great.
I like this idea.
I do too. I can't wait to meet her.
There's no better way to show them how to do it than to do it ourselves.
I know.
I like it. Because patients are looking at me a little bit. I got a bunch of offices and stuff like that. Still no excuse. And then when my son said that, I was like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you have no idea what your dad's capable of. But now you're going to find out.
Mhm.
You little no good. You little no good. All right. We're here about 45 minutes. Couple of more minutes. So Linda, any final thoughts? Any final thoughts about our conversation? Anything you want to say to the listening audience to help them along?
Yes, I mean, definitely speaking, to the female demographic that will be listening to this. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can change your body. You just have to have the drive, the discipline, the patience, the persistence to want to do it. It won't happen overnight. It might not happen in 30 days, maybe in 60 days, you start to see things change, but you can do it. You just need to have it. As I tell my clients, you need a good blueprint. You can't think that you're just going to omit a certain food group. I'm not going to eat carbs anymore. That's not going to go well. Because probably after the first day, you're probably going to be like, this is terrible. I'm not doing this anymore.
Right.
And then you'll go eat a pizza. So it's finding someone, whether it's me or a Christian or somebody else out there that's highly qualified, that can give you a blueprint and tell you how to do things right as a female at this point in your life. Because it's a lot of things that you probably wouldn't do right now, maybe that you would do in your 20s or maybe even early 30s. But there are ways to exercise now. There are ways that we should be eating. There are ways that we should be doing a lot of things, omitting certain things. It's getting a really good blueprint and having someone that really cares about you to help you lead you down that journey.
Extremely important. You can't, you have to care about your clients.
You have to care about the client, person. You have to listen to people because it's not easy. Some women come to me and they sail through and it's like, wow, that was awesome. And other people need a lot more hand holding or they need, but everybody's an individual and I treat everybody as an individual. And you don't have to be, I like to compete. That's not what I'm selling. What I'm selling is in midlife, you should feel confident. You should feel sexy. You should feel smart. You should be a beautiful, amazing woman conquering the world for over 40, over 50. And there's no reason why you shouldn't feel that way.
I love that. Christian, any final thoughts?
Yes.
So before you really beat me up, right?
A large part of the equation is being around the right people with the right energy, and right information. Because again, the reason why we talk about, 30, 40, 50, it's over, is because other people with the wrong energy who don't believe that they can do it impart that on you because they want to feel better about themselves.
Right.
The reality is, if you want to level up, you need to find someone who is where you want to be and gives you the right information with the right energy to bring you there, right? Sustainability is important also. You've got to be willing to let go of the person that you are and embrace the person that you can be.
Oh my goodness, you're dropping pearls right there because giving up something, no matter what it is pain, right? Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to give up who you are for who you want to be. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you say no to something, that means you say yes to something else. No to the old way means yes to the new way. A buddy of mine told me an amazing analogy. This was probably in 2013. He said, life is like monkey bars. In order to advance to the next bar, you've got to let go of the one behind you, right? And that is how you make progress. And that's also what holds people back, is they're so comfortable. That one bar they've been holding on to, it's so warm. I've been here for a while. This feels good. I'm used to this.
Yeah, I mean, my big old comfort chair there, right? Yeah.
The other one in front of me, it's kind of far. It's kind of scary. But then once they let go of it, wow, I'm so much further than I thought I could get, right? Sustainability. You don't have to hate life when you're losing weight or just getting in the best shape of your life, right? Like Linda said, you want a plan that you can see yourself following 6, 8, 12 months indefinitely, because it's not something extreme. It's not crash diet. It's a lifestyle. This is who I am now, right? It's not, hey, I'm this person who's always been a little bit overweight. My parents have been. That's just who I am. That's that monkey bar back there. Right. Versus, no, I live a fit lifestyle. I exercise every day. I eat healthy food, and I love it. That's who I am. I cook good food for my family. We all do activities together. That's that monkey bar up ahead that you want to get to.
Awesome. I love that. You guys are dropping pearls. This is going out tomorrow. It's not going to, we're not going to wait. I'm going to send it to you guys tomorrow. So it's going to be a situation where, we're going to be dropping pearls, and we're going to be taking applications soon after we re-engineer Dr. Dan. I like this. So I want to thank you guys for coming on. You guys are good friends.
We're going to re-engineer the world, Dan.
Oh, I love that. Re-engineer the world.
Anybody on the planet Earth, we can fix.
We're going to fix. Whether you like it or not, we're going to fix you.
That's right. Kicking and screaming.
They're kicking and screaming, but in the end, the results are going to be amazing. So I want to thank both of you for coming on. You guys are great friends, and I'm very excited about this re-engineering Dr. Dan thingy, and it's going to be great. I want to thank everybody for listening. Listen, you guys got to contact Christian. You got to contact Linda. Period. End of conversation. There's no two ways about it. Real quick, Linda, how can they contact you?
The best way to contact me is go to www.meetlindastevens.com.
Awesome. And Christian, what's the best way to contact you?
Go to relentlessfitnessandnutrition.com. That is the best way.
And we'll have that in the show notes. I want to thank you both for coming on. I want to thank everybody for listening in. Contact both Linda and Christian. Let's get it going. We're going to take over the world. I'm serious about this, and I can't wait to start myself. I want to thank everybody for listening. Take care now.